Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing great, and in today's video we are going to discuss Progression Test 2024 Paper 2. The first question over here says to you, draw a ring around the sum of the interior angles in a hexagon. There is a rule for the sum, which is n minus 2. You multiply by 180, where n is the number of sides. Hexagon is 6 sides, so 180 multiplied by 6 minus 2, gonna give you 4, so it is 720 degrees. 108 times 4 is 720 degrees. Over here, they're telling you that the diagram shows two straight lines, ABC and DBE, and they're telling you that they are not perpendicular. Why is this important? They're telling you that this is not right angle. No, they are not right angles. This is what this says. Tick to show if each of these statements is true or false. ABE and DBC. ABE, this is how I find it. A, look at this. B, E, which is this angle. This is the angle that is made by ABE. All right. They're saying it's corresponding with this. No, it is false. They're not corresponding. They are vertically opposite angles. All right. Next, angle ABE is equal to DBC. ABE is equal to DBC. Yes, because they are vertically opposite angles as agreed. All right. Both of them add up to 180 degrees. Well, they are equal, but they told us that they are not right angles. They are not right angles. So no, this is not 90, this is not 90. They are equal, so definitely they are not 180 degrees. This is not 90, this is not 90. They said it. So no, they are not equal to 180 degrees together. All right, this question over here, they're telling you that the ages of 4 people have not been included in the diagram. There is just a lag. Let me refresh. Well, very sorry, facing a technical problem over here, and I'm not sure if I will have time to edit this or not. Um, I guess I must edit it. All right. Now it says to you that these four are missing. So this is 28. They told you that 28 is missing in quire A. So 28 is here. And they told you that this is actually the key. Look at the key. They told you that in the stem is the tens place. This is 52 and this is 53. They told you. So we know that the stem, this over here is in the tens. This is the tens. So they want to add 28, so it is 28 this way. They want to add also 29, so I put 9 next to it. But in query B, they told you that to add here 68, so adding a 68 is going to be here, and 72, the 2 is going to be here. Question 4. Here are two properties about a number x. X is greater than 344, so x is greater than 344. While x rounds to 340 corrected to two significant figures. So correct to two significant figures, it means to the nearest tens, right? I need to find here what is the greatest value it can reach, because we know that x is greater than 344. What is the greatest value it can reach? The greatest value it can reach is, it is greater than, second, x is greater than or equal to 335, but less than 345, using the upper and the lower bounds, right? Minusing a 5, adding a 5. This is the lower bound. This is the upper bound. So it is between this and that. It cannot be greater than 345. So x is definitely less than 345. So what is x? If it is greater than 344 and it's less than 345, I found about this through the two limits, the lower and the upper bounds. So it is something in between. 344 point, whatever you want to put after the point is going to be correct. You want to put 1, you want to put 2, you want to put 3 until 9 is accepted. Solve this. 18 divided by what is 3? 18 divided by 6. You want to switch. Fine. Switch is 18 divided by 3 equals y, which is also 6. A is the point 14 and B is the point 110. Find the coordinates of the point 1/3 of the way along AB. To find 1/3, this is the rule in general for any question. To find 1/3 of the line, to find a 2/5 of the line, to find a 3/4 of the line, to find any fraction of the line, but not half, because half is the midpoint. We know how to find the midpoint. Midpoint, x1 plus x2 over 2. Thank you. y1 plus y2 over 2. Thank you. This is for the midpoint, halfway. But any other fraction, no, there is a different rule that we need to follow. What is it? They're saying to here, they want 1/3, so I need to get 1/3 to find x, and here is to find y. To find x, I need to find 1/3 of the difference between the two x's, the difference between the two x's, plus x1. Then 1/3 of the difference. Difference of what? The two y's. Then plus y1. Okay, let's do this. What are the differences between the two x's? Mister, this is 1 and this is 1. It's definitely going to be 1. Because even if you want to follow the rule, fine. Let's follow the rule. Difference between the two x's, 1 minus 1 is 0. 1/3 of 0 is 0. Plus x1, which is 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Well, even following the rule is going to lead to 1. But I know that the whole line lies on 1. The whole line is on 1 in the x-axis. Anyway, following the rule or knowing it and noting it from the beginning is going to lead to the same answer. All right, the difference of y's, the two y's, 4 and 10, the difference is 6. What is 1/3 of 6? It is 2. 2 plus y1. What is y1? y1 is 4. So 2 plus 4 is 6. Again, I get the 1/3 of the difference between the two y's. Difference between the two y's is what? A 6. So 1/3 of the 6 is 2. 2 plus y1, which is 4, is going to give you a 6. This way always works. Some people might find an easy way to find like 1/3. That is easy. But when you get a complicated fraction or a complex fraction, such as, for example, if they say to you find 5/7 of the line, then no, mister, I'm going to need to follow this rule. It's going to be really hard to do it mentally or to find an easier way. So this rule always works. Angelique's journey is represented in the distance time graph. Calculate Angelique's speed per hour, kilometer per hour. You're going to go to 1 hour and find that it is 60. So it is 60 kilometers per hour. Lagging again. Still lagging. All right, here we go. I guess I'm going to need to close it and open it again. Here we go. All right, we agreed this is going to be 60 kilometers per hour. One light here is greater or less than or equal to 1,000 kilometers. Well, you should know actually that the light travels in 1 second, 1 second, not 1 year. The second, 1 light second is approximately, not exactly, approximately 300,000 kilometers. In 1 second, the light travels around the 300,000 kilometers. So, Mr. Definitely it is greater than 1,000 kilometers, the light year. 1 light second is actually greater than that. 1 ton is equal to 1,000 kilograms, yes. 1 microgram is the same as 1,000 grams. No, mister, it is actually 1 gram. 1 gram is bigger than the microgram. Just imagine 1,000 grams. Definitely no, this is bigger. 1 terabyte is 1,000 is 1 multiplied by 10 to the power of 12. We know that the tera is 10 to the power of 12, so it is 10, 1, and 12 zeros, mister. Definitely this is greater. This shape over here, you need to split it this way. Then I have now this rectangle, which is 8 by 10, 80 centimeters squared. This is the area of this rectangle, while the area of this triangle is actually, you're going to find that this is 8, then this is 5. Both of them add up to 13. And the height, this is 6, so all of them add up to 10. So this is 6, this is 4. So area of rectangle equals what? 80 centimeters squared. Area of the triangle equals what? Half times base times height. So it is half times 4 times 5 is going to be equal to what? To 10 centimeters squared. Adding both of them is going to give you the area of the cross section. They told you that this is the cross section. So area of cross section, we multiplied by the length to get the volume. Area of cross section, we said we're going to add them up. It is 90 times the length is given to me, which is 7, is going to give you 630 centimeters cubed. Question 10. An old coin has a value of $5,000. The value of the coin increases by 2% every year. So, mister, is going to be 5,000 multiplied by, what is the multiplier? The multiplier is what? Increases 2%, then it is 1.02. This is the multiply. But this is after 1 year. What about after 3 years? So it's 1.02 to the power of 3. Do this on your calculator and don't forget that this is paper 2. So 5,000 multiplied by 1.02 to the power of 3 equals 5,306.04. This is actually going to be the new value of the coin after 3 years. Here, write a number in each box to complete each expansion. I know that first by first, which is x squared, first by second, which is 11x, then second by first, which is negative 3x, then second by last by second, which is negative 33. And simplifying the x's, 11x minus 3x is going to give you 8x. While the other one over here is x plus 7 multiplied by x plus 7 is going to give you x squared plus 7x plus 7x plus 49, which is 14x. 7x and 7x is 14x. Ahmed wants to find out how much time students in his school spend on their homework. He decides to choose 12 students from his class as his sample. Safia says Ahmed could improve his sample by making some changes. Take each of the changes that should give Ahmed a better sample. So choose more students? Definitely yes, because 12 students are not enough to represent the whole school. So choosing more students definitely is going to be a better sample. Choose students from different classes? Definitely. But choose students from different schools? No. Why? Because they said in his school. He wants to do this in his school. So no, I'm not going to request from him to choose different schools. Draw the graph of y equals x squared. Well, x squared, 1 squared is 1. This is going to be 4. This is going to be 9. Squaring the x is going to give you the y. But here, if you do this, and you start here graphing and plotting, 0, 0 is actually here. 1, 1 is going to be here. And don't forget, don't go 1, 1 here. No, this is 1, 2. All right, don't make this mistake. It is 1, 1. And then 2, 4. 4 is here. And then the 3 with the 9 over here. and then the 4 with the 16 here. Then you connect and you cannot use a ruler. You cannot use a ruler. Why? This is a parabola. How did I know? It is x squared, quadratic. It is quadratic, so definitely I'm not going to use a ruler. Sequence A is the linear sequence that begins at 3, 6, 9, 12. The nth term for sequence B is 4n plus 2. Tick to show if each statement is true or false. All terms in sequence B are even numbers. Sequence B here, if you check, you're going to find that, yes, the first term is going to give you a 4 plus 2. The second term is going to give you 8 plus 2, and so on. So, yes, it is true. Always is going to give you even plus even. 22 is a term in both sequences. 22 is not going to be a sequence over here because this is table 3. They are multiples of 3. So 22, no, is not going to be in the first without even thinking about the second. The numbers that are common to both sequences are multiples of 6. Yes, because you're going to find that here, if you reach the third term over here, not the third, just a second, you're going to find over here the fourth term is going to give you 18. And then after that, and the second term over here was actually, the first term was a 6. Then you got 6, and then you got 18. Then after that, you're going to find also something else that is common, which is 30. Then you're going to find something else that is common, which is going to be the 42, and so on. So you're going to find that, yes, only the multiples of 6 are common. Only multiples of 6 are common. This question over here, let me just take it to the application. Just a second. Taking this to the application in order to describe the single transformation that happened. We know that this is what? Enlargement, definitely enlargement, mister. So I'm going to write over here enlargement. Scale factor what? I need to find out the scale factor. Here it was only 2, look at this, 2 centimeters or 2 squares only. It became 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from 2, it became 6, it got tripled. So scale factor 3. Center of enlargement is what? Center of enlargement. What is center of enlargement? I need to connect the matching vertices. Like this vertex, for example, is with this one, right? This vertex is the same as this vertex. So I'm connecting them. Then you can connect this vertex with this one. They are the same, right? So I'm going to connect them this way over here. So where do they meet? Both lines that I connected over here, where do they meet? They meet over here, which is center what? 5, 3. So center of enlargement, 5, 3. All right, next question. It says to you that Oliver draws this diagram to show some information about people he has surveyed. The diagram shows the number of people in each age interval, the proportion of people in each age interval that own a car. Let's do this. They want you to calculate the total number of people surveyed who own a car. Those who own a car. All right. Over here in the first one, under 40 years, you're going to find 160 degrees on a car. So it is 160 over 360. 160 over 360. Okay, but 160 over 360 of what? Times. How many people are under 40 years? There are 378 people. So 378. This is going to give you the under 40. So this is under 40. Which is going to be what? How many? We're going to calculate it at the end after we find here 40 years and older. 40 and older. It is 300 degrees on a car. So 300 out of the 360. But I'm going to multiply them by how many actually are all of them? 330. So 300 over 360 times 330 equals how many? Let's do the calculations. So it is 160 over 360 multiplied by 378. You can write it as a fraction, definitely. It's going to give you 168 people own a car under 40. While 300 over 360 multiplied by 330 is going to give you 275 over here. So the total of those who own a car, you're going to get back to the calculator and say here plus 168. So adding them up is going to give you 443 own a car. Hassan and Lily share some pens in the ratio 1 to 3. Take to show if each statement must be true, could be true, or must be false. Lily gets more pens than Hassan. Definitely, Lily is the second number over here. So yes, must be true. Hassan gets 1 over 3 of the pens. No, Hassan doesn't get 1 over 3. Hassan gets 1. Yes, but out of the total, which is 4. So no, must be false. It is 1 over 4. The total number of pens is 20. Well, is this doable? Look at this. If I say 1 to 3, it is to 4. Can I say that the total is 20? Yes, you can just simply multiply by 5. So he's going to have 15 and the other one is going to have just 5. Yes, it is doable. It's workable. You can work it out. So from instead of the total is 4, I can make the total 20. Yes, could be true. Must be true. No, it could be many other numbers, so it could be true. Over here, just a second, let me erase this. The circumference of a circle is 36.5. So first I need to find what is the rule for circumference. The circumference is 2 pi r or pi d, whatever you want, or pi d. But we want to find the area. I know that the area is what? Area is pi r squared. Do you have r? No, we don't. But I have the circumference. I have the circumference. So the circumference is what? Circumference is 36.5 equals to 2 pi r. Can I find r? Can you make r the subject? Yes, I can. R equals what? 36.5 over 2 pi. This will help you find r. You can just take it without rounding it, or you can take it after doing it on the calculator and rounding. Everything is acceptable. And you can write it, let's find it here on the calculator, not to confuse you. 36.5 divided by, or if you wish to make it as a fraction, acceptable also, 36.5 over 2 pi, which is equal to 5.8. You want to say 5.81 to be more accurate? Accepted. 5.81 is accepted as well. So the radius is 5.81. Yes, 5.81. Rounding it to 2 decimal place, or you want to say 5.8 is also accepted. Going into the area, A equals pi times 5.81 squared. Go back to the calculator and do this. Pi multiplied by 5.81 squared gives you 106.05 because the 4 would round up to 5. So 106.05. If you go to the mark scheme, you're going to find that this is within the accepted range that they provided. Question 19 here says to you, the input is 2.5. So what is the output? X is 2.5. So I'm going to say 2 multiplied by 2.5 cubed. Only the 2.5 is cubed. So doing this on your calculator, 2 multiplied by 2.5, but cube the 2.5 will give you 31.5. While if you want, they're giving you here the y, they're telling you that 2x cubed equals y, which is 54, they told you. Solve the equation. So it is x cubed equals 54 divided by 2 is going to give you 27. So what is x? X is going to be 3. So here is 3. Solving the equation. 2x cubed equals 54. I removed the y and wrote 54. Solve the equation as follows. you find that x is 3. Point P has coordinates -4 and 3. Point P is translated, it moved to the point x, 0, where x is greater than 0, which means that x is positive. X is positive. Write down a possible vector for this translation. All right, we know that now the 3 has become 0, right? Look at this. No, so 1 second. Translate to the point x 0. Yes, the 3 has become 0, so it went down 3. So this is definitely -3. The y has changed. It has gone 3 down, right? So changing the y is the second number. 3 down to become 0, so it is going to be -3. -3, so I moved the 3 down 3 steps. All right, what about the y, the x? The x is saying it has become positive. The x has become positive. So -4, for it to be positive, you need at least any number that is greater than 4. Because if you move it 4 steps to the right, it's going to become 0. I want something that is positive. So at least you need to move it 5 steps to the right or more. Any number that you write over here must be 5 or more. Okay? So 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever the number that you write is going to make it positive. The x-axis is going to be positive, and the -3, which means you take it 3 down, the y, you take it 3 down, is going to move it to the 0 that they set over here. Rearrange the formula P equals 3h squared over 5 to make h the subject. So to make h the subject, you can switch if you would like to. Then now you need to ask yourself, what is the last thing that happened to h? The last thing that happened to h is divided by 5. So you send it to the other side, multiplied by 5. So 3h squared equals a 5p. Now I need to send the 3 there, division. So it's h squared equals h squared equals 5p over 3. So what is h? H is the square root of 5p over 3. Okay, this is the square root, and now I made h the subject. A rectangle has a length of 8x plus 10 centimeters and a width of 3x plus 10 centimeters. The length of the rectangle is twice. So 1 second, they said the length of the rectangle, which is 8x plus 10, is, which is equals, twice, which is 2 multiplied by, the width, which is 3x plus 10. Now I did length is twice the width. Now we need to find what? By first writing and solving an equation. So write and solve an equation. Show that the area of the rectangle is 1,250. So we need to do here, just a second. All right, I'm back. So here we need to do what? We need to expand the brackets and then we collect like terms. This is 8x plus 10 equals 6x plus 20. Collect the like terms, sending the 6x over there, -6x. So 8x minus 6x is 2x equals the 20 minus the 10. I'm going to send the 10 to the other side here, -10. So 20 minus 10 is just 10. So x is what? X is 5. Perfect. Now I found the x. What is the length? Length equals what? They told you that the length is 8x plus 10. We know now that x is 5, so 8 times 5 is 40. 40 plus 10 is 50 centimeters. And what about the width? They told you that the width is 3x plus 10. The width, the x is what? 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 10 is 25 centimeters. So what is the area? Area equals length times width. And then you're going to find that it is exactly 1,250 centimeters squared. Question 13. Gabriella has two fair spinners. One spinner is blue and the other is red. She spins both spinners and adds the two results to give a total score. So she adds the two spinners. She says each section of my two spinners is numbered 1 or 2 or 3. So each section is either 1 or 2 or 3. The probability that my total score equals 3 is 1 over 9. Well, mister, we're going to have here six options. Here, six options. Adding them up, we're going to have 36 outcomes. 6 times 6 is 36 outcomes. Even look at that. You got over here this grid to help you. You can use this table to help you. We know, Mr. that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options by 6 options. So I have over here 36, total 36 outcomes. Total of 36 outcomes. So this 1 over 9 is actually a number over 36. We know that this is equivalent to something over 36, which is what? 1 over 9 is the same as what over 36? We multiply the 9 over here by 4, then you multiply up by 4. It is 4 over 36. So again, I'm going to rewrite this. The probability that my total score is equal to 3 is 4 over 36. So if I add them up over here, I'm going to find that the 3 happening how many times? 3 happens 4 times. How did I know that? Again, 1 over 9 is equivalent to what over 36? 4 over 36. So the 3 will happen 4 times out of the 36 times. Out of all the 36 times. All right, mister, I know for sure that I can add the 1 to something, to one of them here, and I can add the 2 to something to give me a 3. But adding the 3 to something to give me a 3, no, because I don't have a 0. So the 3 is not going to help actually there. It is not actually going to help me find the 3 that I want 4 times. Again, we agreed that we wanted the 3 to happen 4 times. What are the possible ways? What are the possible numbers here that will add to any of them here to give you a 3? Only the 1 if you add it might give you a 3. Only the 2 when you add it might give you a 3. The 3 if you add it, no, it will never give you a 3 if you add it to any of these numbers. So let's start this. Adding the 1 and the 1 is 2. Adding the 2 and the 1 is 3. Adding the 1 and 1 is 2. Adding the 2 and 2 is 3. The same. Adding the 2 and 1 is 3. Adding the 2 and 2 is 4. Adding the 2 and 1 is 3. Adding the 2 and 2 is 4. Adding 3 and 1, 4. And then here is 5. 3 and 1, 4. And then here also 3 and 2 is 5. So far, how many 3s did you get? Oh, mister, I've reached the 4 3s that I want. Do I need to add any more 3s? No, mister. You cannot have any more 3s. So you cannot have any more 1s or 2s. You can't have any more 1s or 2s over here. Because if you add 1 more or 2 more, this will show what? Oh, I'm going to have more 3s. Having more 3s is going to ruin it. I want only 4 3s. How can I avoid having more 3s in the total? By putting here a 3, a 3, a 3, a 3. Definitely the totals are going to be numbers greater than 3. I've had enough 3s. So you can write here, I have 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. This is the answer that they want. Here are two ratios. A to B is 2 to 1. B to C is 4 to 1. All right. A to B is what? Well, we need here, they say to A plus B to C. Well, we know now, I want to find here A to B to C is what? Mister, I know that B to C is 4 to 1. Good. So if I say that B is 4, imagine, we know now that A to B is 2 to 1. But imagine that the B is not 2 to 1. No. The B is actually a 4. Look at that. The B is 4. So what is the A going to be? We need to find the A. You multiplied this by 4. You multiplied this by 4. A is actually 8. Again. So here, A to B is 2 to 1. Yes, mister, but I want a relation that connects the three of them together, A, B, and C. Good. The B, they told you here is 4. So I want the B here also to be a 4. Not a problem. I can multiply the 1 by 4, multiply the 2 by 4. It is going to give you 8. So the A is 8. The B is 4. And the C is going to be 1. So what is A? 8 plus B. A plus B is 4. 2C, which is 1. 8 plus 4 is 12. To 1 is 12 to 1. Eva can pick 7,200 apples in 6 hours. So I'm going to have here is Eva. 7,200 apples in 6 hours. So number of apples, number of hours. 7,200 apples in 6 hours. Yuri, I'm going to write here, Yuri picks the same number of apples. 1 second, I'm going to write here apples to hours. Yuri picks the same number of apples in 8 hours as Eva picks in 7.5 hours. So how many apples does Eva pick in 7.5? I don't know, so we need to find it. They told you that the number of apples of this is the same as the number of apples in this, but Yuri just collects them in 8 hours. All right, so let's find this one here. 7.5 divided by 6 multiplied by 7,200. So 7.5 divided by 6 multiplied by 7,200. Oh, 9,000 exactly. Look at that. So here they're telling you that Yuri collects the same number of apples that Eva collects in 7.5 hours, which is 9,000 we found, but he collects them in 8 hours. Done. Now I have the ratio for Yuri. Is this the question? No. Calculate how many apples Yuri can pick in 9 hours. Follow the same steps exactly. 9 divided by 8 times 1,000. So 9 divided by 8, you multiply by 9,000. 10,125 apples. This question here, they're saying to you that the base of the prism is a square. So this is a square. The base is a square with an area of 225. All right, perfect. So if area of a square, we know that is side squared, right? But I have the area is 225. What is the side? Well, get the square root of it then. If you wanted the side, to know the side of the square, get the root of the area. So S equals the root of 225, it is 15. Mister, I know that this is now 15. This is also 15, right? It's a square, they said. The 4 sides are equal to 14. Perfect. They need now what? Calculate the total surface area of the prism. Well, mister, I'm going to need to find this one first. I found the square, the side of the square at the bottom. Perfect. But I do not have this. We all should notice that this is the hypotenuse of this right-angled square, right-angled triangle. So you're going to find that c squared equals a squared plus b squared. C squared equals 15 squared, which is going to be 225, plus b squared, which is 64. Getting this, adding them up, is going to give you exactly 289. Getting the square root of 289 is going to give you exactly 17. So now I know that this side is 17 centimeters. This is 17 centimeters. Good. So far, I still haven't found the surface area yet. The surface area is as follows. You need to find the area of one triangle, then double it. All right, no problem, mister. Area of 2 triangles, not only one. Base times height divided by 2, then you double it because I'm going to find the 2 triangles together. So you can just simply say base times height, which is going to give you exactly 120 centimeters squared. This is the area of one triangle, but doubled. Base times height over 2, then double it is going to give you 100 centimeters squared, 120 centimeters squared. Then area of one rectangle, let's say call it rectangle 1, which can be this one over here, 8 times 15. What is 8 times 15 going to be equal to? 8 times 15, which is equal to 120 centimeters squared. Again, yes, area of rectangle 2 equals what? Rectangle 2, let's say it's the rectangle on the left side over here, 15 by 17. What is 15 by 17? Open your calculator and do it. 255 centimeters squared. Then area of the square at the end, the square that is at the bottom, 15 by 15, which is 225 centimeters squared. Now, what can you do? You need to add the area of all the different faces, the true triangles, 120, plus the rectangle, 120, plus the rectangle, the other rectangle, 255, plus the square at the bottom, 225, equals 720. This is the area, the surface area of the whole shape. That's it. Thank you so much, everyone, and see you in another video.